In April 1991, the Oklahoma Botanical Garden and Arboretum Bill was signed into law and officially took effect that same year. Now, how does this impact you? Well, it provides a way for a statewide organization linking gardens, arboretum, parks, and zoos to promote horticulture across the state. Specific benefits include educational workshops, field trips, newsletters, plant sales, plant evaluation and signage, computer information, and annual garden shows, just to mention a few. Now, the OBGA headquarters gardens are in Stillwater, which our studio gardens, where we tape the majority of our shows, are actually a part of. There's also other support gardens called affiliate gardens, and we have 9 of those affiliate gardens now across the state. Well, today we're in Ponca City at Cann Memorial Gardens, one of the latest additions to the OBGA family. Well, joining us to find out more about these beautiful gardens is Mr. Jim Eck, who's a landscape maintenance superintendent with the Ponca City Parks and Recreation Department. Hi, Jim.
Hello, Steve. Glad to have y'all up.
Well, thank you for inviting us, and I guess you ordered this special cool weather just for us, too.
Yes, we did. We need a little bit of rain yet.
You're right, and the plants are looking beautiful. Now, Jim, tell us, I guess, to start with, the history of the Cann Memorial Garden.
Cann was given to the city of Ponca City in 1981 by Elsie Cann Brown, and upon her death, she willed the property plus a trust in memory of her parents, Lester and Mary Cann, to become a memorial garden and a garden for the use of the city, of the people of Ponca City, and to offer a place in which the garden clubs of Ponca City could use.
Well, there's some rich history, I guess, with the home and the gardens as well. They were very prominent people in Ponca City, weren't they?
Yes, Lester Cann was a Kay County Commissioner for 24 years, and he was also a city commissioner for, or city manager, excuse me, for 13 years. So they were prominent citizens in the development of Ponca City.
Well, now, of course, you can tell that they had some interest in gardening, and you and your crew have expanded it, and it's really a nice option. How long have you been involved with the project, and how big of a place are we talking about?
The property itself is 10 acres, and it has a 1908 farmhouse, a 2-story farmhouse, which is kind of unique and has been refurbished. And the property did not have all of the trees. It was basically used for a pasture. And since it's in the heart of Ponca City, trees have been planted to approximately 80 in number at the present time. And
kind of grown from there, hadn't it?
Kind of grown from there. And we've developed a system of walkways that encompass the whole property.
Well, now, I've noticed you have all kinds of annual flowers, perennial beds, even ornamental grass displays, and with all the trees, it's really turned into a nice demonstration garden for people to come and see. Now, what about, is it free of charge for people to come out, or what do you have on policies?
There is no admission to the Cann Gardens, and it's open 24 hours a day. And it's lighted also in the evening.
Okay.
The walkways are lighted.
So a good place just to come out and get some ideas. Now, Jim, you're standing by some plants here that I've really grown accustomed to using in our landscape, but you've kind of got a new cultivar. What are you standing by, and tell us about that?
This is one of the sun-type coleuses that a nursery in Magnolia, Texas is developing to take full sun, and this is the variety Alabama because he selected it from the state of Alabama, and it does not come from seed. It is only propagated by cutting.
Does it naturally grow in that mounding shape too?
Yes, it has not been sheared. And it does grow quite high, but it is very unique in color. It colors out better in the sun than it does in the shade.
But you're giving it probably, what, half a day sunlight, I guess, versus full day, or what?
This here is probably getting half day sun, but we do have it in locations in total sun. And does just fine.
Just as well. Well, Jim, let's go look at some other mums that you've got and flowers. Now, Jim, this plant I actually called a mum, but it's a cultivar of a coleus that looks like a mum, and as I understand it, that's a pretty common mistake, and it's easy to do so. What about this one?
Yes, this is another one of the sun coleus type selections, and it is unique in its purple foliage, and it does have a chrysanthemum type looking leaf, and when we ask people about it, they think it is a chrysanthemum.
Right, it sure looks like it too, in a brilliant purple color,
Yes.
and gosh, right out here in full sun all day long and doing wonderful. Now, this is one of those, as you know and I know, we try to do a lot of sharing between affiliate gardens and stuff, and this one we're kind of having a hard time tracking down its history and origin and even official name, aren't we?
Right.
And that's kind of frustrating sometimes, but the thing I've noticed about your gardens, Jim, is the color selection is phenomenal. You try a lot of new things for different times of the year, and one behind it that you're trying likes the hot sun too. Tell us about that one.
This is the cream cup hibiscus, and it has grown to pretty high height. Is the only thing I don't like about it, but it does bloom for a very short time, like okra, and it's not a very showy plant, but it does have a nice foliage.
Right, and offers a nice background. Now, we know that hibiscus and okra are in the same family, and gosh, the characteristics are very similar. You also have one you're telling me about that reseeds itself. That's a dwarfer kind, doesn't
Yes, abomaceous, and comes in a red and a pink, and will reseed itself naturally, and blooms in the same bloom as the
Right,
hibiscus.
just a little bit different color flower. Now let's walk up here too along that vegetable line. You actually have some ornamental peppers, and you have, gosh, about 3 different selections here. Talk about those quickly.
This one here is a jigsaw pepper, and again, I'm not sure where the source of it is, but we picked it up at the Botanica in Wichita, and it has a nice variegated purple and white foliage. Does very good in the sun, and has a nice color along with the pepper.
Right, and of course back here is what we think of as a more traditional ornamental pepper, where the fruit pods are standing up above the foliage, but you have some that have purple pods too. Just a nice mix of things, and again, the perennials, we've been really impressed today, Jim. Now, tell us kind of where this is located in the city of Ponca, so we can maybe encourage people to come out and take a look.
Yes, it's located on Highway 77, which is actually 14th Street in Ponca City, and Grand, which is the main street. So just come to Grand and 14th, and there will be a sign in the front, Cann Memorial Gardens.
Well, Jim, we thank you again for having us out, and it's glad to see you join up with the OBJ Affiliate Gardens and keep up the good work.
Thank you.